Good afternoon and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here this afternoon with Fred and Felipe. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is your dog's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands. The little corrections and the motivations that we give him when we're working with him and the training equipment that we're using. We're using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and Fred keeps the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And if you notice, Felipe immediately looked up at Fred when he got that little tug and let go. He's going to come home with his very own training collar, and you'll be taught how to use it properly. Now, he's sitting nicely at Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash. The command is Felipe heel, and at this point he should stay even with your left leg, not dragging you or pulling away from you. You allowing him to feel as though you're in charge. He needs that. He needs a leader because he's very, very shy, very nervous, and has had a very rocky start in life. So you need to let him know you've got this. Very nice automatic sit. Now the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command. Fred uses the open flat of his palm, walks out to the end of his training leash, gives him the one-word command to stay. Now sometimes for Felipe, you walking away from him, the distance will cause him to get nervous. So Fred brought him back up, leaves him again in a sit stay, and when you're practicing at home, your long sit stays are going to start out at about 30 seconds and work up to a minute and then up to 3. When Fred returns back to his dog, he walks all the way around him, returning back to heel position, which was also difficult because Felipe doesn't like anyone behind him because of the trust issues. So he's really come a long way. No shaking, no... He's doing all of his commands very nicely. Nice sit, and Fred leaves him in a stay. And this time, instead of returning back to him, Fred's going to call him. This is the recall or the come on command. The command is Felipe come. He comes right in front of Fred and sits. And then he returns back to heel and back sitting again. Now we have an airplane going over, and things like that can freak him out, and he's hanging in there, so he's doing good. And Fred's going to call him in. You can practice these exercises right in your apartment. You don't have to go outside until you get the hang of it, and then when you get the hang of it, you can take him outside and start working with him with all of these distractions. Airplanes and cars and people. I think he's acquired a lot of confidence since he's been here. Now, the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. Fred's going to use the open flat of his palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down. Then he's going to leave him in a stay. Always remember to have your dog seated before you attempt to put him into a down. The long down stay when you're practicing at home is for 3 to 5 minutes, and you can practice this while you're eating dinner or watching TV. When Fred returns back to him, he will walk all the way around him, as he did on the sit stay, as an additional distraction, all the way back around to heel position. He gives him a little pat for praise, and they will demonstrate that down from a heel one more time for you. That was just on a hand signal only, not even a voice command. And as you get more proficient at working with your dog in obedience, you can mix up your commands. So this time, instead of returning back to Felipe, Fred's going to call him in. He should come right in front of you and sit and get some praise for that. And then he goes back around to heel and back sitting. And now we're going to set up for your down from a distance. He has come such a long way. The first week he was just shaking and he was a mess, and he's really come a long way. Fred leaves him in a stay, walks out to the end of his training leash. He's going to use his right hand to give the command this time and drop him into a down. Ensure down from a distance. Now tomorrow, when Barry brings him home to you, you're going to get all your private instruction. All of your questions will be answered, and you'll get hands-on practice working with him, with your trainer there as your coach. We've enjoyed having Felipe. He's been challenging, but he's a good guy and he tried really hard. And thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.